Three at a glance. And what we do with pick three at a glance, we take 22 numbers and do the 1-1 rundown on the 22 numbers, and we have all 1,000 numbers and their possible combinations, all on at a glance on one sheet of paper. And that's why I say that we're the home of no tic-tac-toe, no date sum, no grids, no flips, and multiple different rundowns that are being used to try to hit the numbers the next day. The lottery is set up, pick three lottery is set up for you to lose and not for you to win. And tic-tac-toes and date sums and things that they're using might be helpful, but you can't see the whole picture like you can with the pick three at a glance rundown, because you're tracking the actual 1,000 numbers at a glance. And this here is going to be a tutorial. And with this tutorial, I'm going to use the date is December the 16th. And a stage number, is going to be the 1, 2, 3 that came in on that day for Missouri Evening Draw. Okay, it's a stage number, but I think it's a good number to show people more in detail how the pick three at a glance sheet works and how easy and simple it is to use. So what I'm going to do is start the tutorial here. All right, what we have, let's say that 1, 2, 3 came in December 16th, 2022. All right, and by this being 1, 2, 3 is a straight, and a straight can come 6 different ways. It can come 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 2, 1. That's the 6 different ways that this number can rotate throughout the year or throughout a period. Because with the law of average, all these numbers have to change places. And with the pick three in general, with 1,000 numbers, it takes 3 to 4 years for all 1,000 numbers to rotate out. Okay, for you to try to hit them. All right? So what we have here with the 1-1 rundown and the 22 numbers, we want to see what column this 1, 2, 3 is going to be in when we do the 1-1 rundown on it. And we do the 1 on each one of these numbers. And I use the 1-1 rundown for the 22 numbers because it's the most effective, most powerful rundown out there, because it does everything you need with those 1,000 numbers at a glance. It's the only rundown you're going to ever have to use with pick three at a glance or understand. You won't have to understand no flips, no mirrors, no tic-tac-toes, no grids, no root sums. Because when you get through with this, you're going to be able to track and see all 1,000 numbers on 22 simple columns. Okay? So now we're going to do the 1-1 rundown on the 1, 2, 3. And all you're doing is adding 1 to each one of these numbers here. So if you add 1 to 1, you get 2. You add 1 to 2, you get 3. 1 to 3, you get 4. 1 to 4, you get 5. 1 to 5, you get 6. 1 to 6, you get 7. 1 to 7, you get 8. 1 to 8, you get 9. 1 to 9, you're going to get 10. You don't use the 1, you just use the 0. And 1 to 0 is 1. Simple as that. You're counting straight down. You have 1 to 2, you go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2. Same number you get at the bottom, you get at the top, you're done with that row. Same here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 at the bottom, 3 at the top. You're done. Can't get no simpler than that. I think that's and I'd like simplified math because I didn't like math in school. All right. Now what we have here are the 22 numbers that's going to make up the 22 columns. And these are called the base numbers. Everything's going to be in numerical order. You don't have to look out of order to find no number. You won't have to go in no angles to find no numbers or things like that, because you're using the law of average to your advantage. These 22 numbers here, Whenever you do the 1-1 rundown on whatever number come in, if it's not the 1, 2, 3, it can be 6, 7, 8, or 1, 4, 4, whatever that number is, and you do the 1-1 rundown on it, one of these base numbers will always be in the rundown. That's how you're going to find out what column that number is going to be in. Okay? And here's the base numbers. You got 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, 1, 4, 0, 1, 5, 0, 1, 6, 0, 1, 7, 0, 1, 8, 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 5, 0, 2, 6, 0, 2, 7, and 0, 3, 7. That's the 12 numbers that make up the 1,000 numbers for straights. Here is doubles. Doubles are 3 numbers with 2 like numbers in them. Like here, 100, 001, 002, 003, 004, 005, 011, 022, 033, and 044. So, with triple zeros, I think I said that. But these are the 10 numbers that make up the rest of the 1,000 numbers and their possible combinations, all right? And like I said, when you do the 1-1 rundown, on whatever number, one of these base numbers will be in that rundown. Might not be in the same order, but it will be in the rundown. So one of the base numbers here is 012. It happen to be when you do the 1-1 rundown, you're going to find the 012, exactly like it is. So you're going to check that off. But if this number was 312, then this number here would change, but it'd be still the same number, and it still would be under column 1, okay? Because you know these numbers can come 6 different ways. And if you change this rotation on this number, when you do the 1-1 rundown, the 012, the rotation is going to change. That's going to be for all the numbers, but it's easy to find, all right? Now, it says it's in column 1, 012. And what we're going to do, and it's going to show us 012. So what we're going to do is go to column 1, and there's the 1, 2, 3 right there. Bam, you're done. All 1,000 numbers right here, all at a glance on your sheet. If you do take these 12 numbers that are straight and do the 1-1 rundown on them, you get 12 columns. And then on the doubles, you take the 10 numbers, do the 1-1 rundown on them, you get the 10 numbers, 10 columns. That's just 22 columns you got to check and know everything about those 1,000 numbers that you're trying to play and hit. Okay? Now, how do you get the 1,000 number total? When you're doing this run down here on this column, you got 10 numbers. But you got to realize, again, you're not looking at just 10 numbers. You're looking at each one of these numbers can come 6 different ways. So each one of these columns represents 60 numbers. And you got 12 of them. So you got 12 times 60 gives you 720 numbers. All right? Of the 1,000 numbers at a glance off of 12 little columns that you'll always know what's going on with 720 of those numbers. Now you got the doubles. They can only come 3 different ways. Okay? So you got 3 times 10, because you got 10 numbers when you do the 1-1 rundown. 3 times 10 gives you 30 numbers. All right? And it's 9 of them, because the triples can only come one way, so they to the side is only 10 of them. You got 9 times 30 equals 270. Plus the 720 gives you 990. Plus the 10 gives you your 1,000 numbers. Pick 3 has 1 in 1,000 odds. That's trackable, teachable, and doable. Pick 3 is the only one we can do something like this on. You can't do that on no lottery over pick 3. Nothing, nobody can run one sheet and show you where 10,000 numbers is on pick 4. Pick 3 got the best odds of all the games to play. And it gives you the best advantage because you can actually track all 1,000 numbers at a glance with my system. No other game can do that. Period. Okay? So, with these 10 numbers here in each column, the beauty of this, everything is in numerical order, from the least to the greatest number. Everything is in numerical order on these 22 columns. All right. Now, in the Pick 3 world, what you're going to hear about is mirrors and opposite numbers. All right. That's fine. Mirrors and opposite numbers. And that is, you take the 1,000 numbers and let's say you divide them in half. And let's say this is a number line here. And you got triple zeros to 499 on your top 1,000 numbers. In the bottom half, you got 500 to 999 on your bottom set of numbers. So, like here, if we play 0, 1, 2, and the lottery played 5, 6, 7, all they did was play that opposite number, what you was playing, which was 5, 6, 7. Same here. If you was playing 7, 8, 9, and the lottery played 2, 3, 4, all they did was play the top number of the bottom number you was playing. That's what they mean by mirrors and opposite. For a simple reason, a 0 can be a 5, 5 can be a 0, 1 can be a 6, 6 can be a 1, 2 can be a 7, 7 can be a 2, 3 can be a 8, 8 can be a 3, 4 can be a 9, 9 can be a 4. Each one of those mirrors is in each one of these columns at a glance. That's another powerful thing. For instance, 0, 1, 2, the opposite number it is 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, the opposite of it is 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, the opposite of it is 7, 8, 9, and so on and so forth. In the straights, and then in the doubles. 0, 0, 5, the opposite is 5, 5, 6. 1, 1, 2, the opposite of it is 6, 6, 7. All at a glance. No guesswork, no tic-tac-toe, no date something, no grid, no nothing. Gonna show you like this sheet gonna show you when you marking them off. None of them. Because here you got the whole picture. All at a glance. No guesswork. When you see a number don't drop on one of these or off of one of these lines or columns, you looking at the actual number and knowing what is happening with it and what ain't happening with it. Another beautiful thing about this thing here. Now I'm telling you, right here, these are called consecutive numbers. All right? That's because they run consecutive, like 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, 8, 9, 0, 9, 0, 1. Okay? They're consecutive. Just like you would count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's why they call these consecutives. These here are just straight numbers right here because they don't go in no 1, 2, 3 order. And then the only other difference you're going to have between the consecutive numbers is the triples because they all the same. Those are the only two you got to understand the difference is a triple. When you go to play the lottery and tell them you want to play a triple, you can't play it box. Because no matter how it comes, it's going to come like that. The number going to come like this. Okay? And consecutives, or like I said before, numbers that come and repeat like you normal count in regular numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the regular number line. That's all you need to remember. Triples. I remember when I first started playing lottery, and I told him I wanted some triples boxed, and I mean, the guy was nice. He was laughing at me, but he said, "I'm sorry, sir, but you can't box triples. And they go anyway. They come, they're gonna be the same way." So that was a learning experience for me from 30 years back. I'm going from 30 years back. Okay. So that's the basic thing you have to remember. Now, I showed you about the mirrors and how they opposite, and the beauty of this is that when these columns here, the beauty of these, at a glance, you can, here is a monthly sheet here, all right? Then next year, 2022, I'll do a January sheet. That's a monthly sheet for January. But here for the year of 2022, I started an annual sheet in January 2022. And I used this one sheet and I marked off all the numbers that came in. So at a glance, I could see what numbers hadn't failed for the whole year. Okay, working with the law average, that's the main thing. You want to know what numbers hadn't failed so you can look at building a bucket list. By law average, you'll know what numbers to play and possibly catch. Okay, here is a monthly sheet. And with this monthly sheet, I want to know what's going on with each number during the month and what columns get marked off of and what columns don't. So when I'm building my bucket list and I hit, I'll know where the best place to pull my numbers from. Say in column 1 here again. Say column 1 don't hit for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. When I hit, I guess don't everybody say it at the same time, I'm going to get my numbers off column 1. Because by law average, something got to come off that column within 120 days. And believe me, yeah, you got 60 numbers. If you play in these consecutives, they can take 120 days for they hit. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand, trying to figure out what going to hit a number the next day. The lottery ain't set up for that. It ain't set up for that. This column here, if you play in any of these numbers, it can take 120 days for a number to come off this column. Any of them can take 90 to 120 days. If you ain't willing to invest in your number and play responsibly, any number on any of these columns, any number can take 120 days to hit if you don't know what's going on with them 1,000 numbers. If you ain't willing to play your number for at least 60 days, 90 days, 100 days, give it up. I'm telling you not what I think I know, I'm telling you what I know. Any one of these columns can take 2 months. Reason being, here's a reality check. You got 1,000 numbers. You got 365 days in a year. If you played a different number every day out of that year, you still gonna have 635 of those 1,000 numbers you ain't gonna touch. That's over 2/3 of them numbers you ain't gonna touch. Period. You ain't gonna tic-tac-toe. You ain't gonna date some. You ain't gonna grid. You ain't gonna flip. You ain't gonna do no headstand to touch them 635 numbers. And what makes it so bad, you don't know where they are and where they stand if you ain't tracking the actual 1,000 numbers, folks. I'm trying to get us out of get on the big picture here with the pick 3 and start everybody focusing on tracking their own numbers in their own states. Because midday tracks different than evening. Evening is going to rotate different than midday. State to state going to rotate different from state to state. And the only way you're going to know what's going on with the numbers is you tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. And you're going to see that on these columns in any state, it could take up to 120 days for one of these 60 numbers on these columns to show up. That's the basics. I'm giving you the basics of what these numbers doing. And if you ain't tracking to see what's going on with the actual numbers, you playing a loser's game. I'm trying to get everybody on the same page. If we all start tracking these numbers in these states and in places, they ain't gonna know what's happening. Because we won't be playing in the dark. We'll be playing in the light because we've got our eyes on all 1,000 numbers. And we got our eyes to know that a column ain't hit in 120 days or 90 days. I start looking in 90 days if a column ain't hit. That's where I start pulling my numbers from, and I hit like that. Because I ain't guessing what numbers I'm going to play. I'm watching every move these numbers make. these pick 3. You can't do it on pick 4. Ain't nobody got no system to track pick 4 like this. Okay? So again, you got 1,000 numbers. You got 365 days in the year. If you played a different number every day, you still got 600 of those 35 numbers you ain't gonna touch. You ain't gonna know what's going on with them. You ain't gonna know if you should play them or not because you can't track them. Not with the tic-tac-toes, the date sums, and the grids. And the flips. You can only track them here. Now I'm talking to some real pick 3 players. We just gotta open our eyes up and stop chasing these numbers. That's what they want you to do. You might have to play, if you're playing a number off of any one of these columns, it could take 2 months for them to hit. I ain't telling you what I think I know, I'm telling you what I know. I've been doing this for 30 years and using the same system. And I've done well with it, I'm sharing it. After 30 years, not because I couldn't just figure out how, I was thinking about making a book or whatever I could do to get it out to the people in my system. But I guess it was YouTube was the way to go with it. I guess, I'm sure well, in 6 months, I'm over 1,000 subscribers. And over about 130,000 views. People are catching on to this, and I'm getting calls. And the beauty of this, and you or anybody, once I show you, you can explain this in 30 minutes. All you got to do is give them the 22 numbers and tell them to do the 1-1 rundown and start tracking them numbers and seeing what I'm seeing. And seeing that if you got a column here with 60 numbers, they ain't going to show up for 120 days. So like I just said, this 1,000 is 3, it's a third of the numbers. Out of the 1,000 numbers, each year you only got a third of a chance to hit them numbers. A third. That's why it takes 3 to 4 years for the numbers to rotate out, the 1,000 numbers to rotate out. That's why when numbers don't fall in 1 year, I rotate them over to the next year and play them. I used to start from scratch, start all over in the dark again, because I didn't know what I was doing then. I know what I'm doing now. And I started realizing that the numbers that didn't fall in 2022 show up in 2023. And then 2024. I play the numbers that are left. It makes sense. If you got 1,000 numbers, you know they got to rotate out. Just like I showed you, let me show you again. My law average. Each one of them numbers got to change rotations just like that. And if it's a double, they got to change the rotation 3 different ways. And it takes about 3 to 4 years. And if you don't know what's going on with them numbers every year, and you starting all over again, you're in the dark. But as long as you're tracking the doubles, you're tracking the straights, you're tracking the triples if you're a triple player. But I know that triples only come 3 times out of a year. Okay? And I'm going to tell you the beauty of this. Column 1 again. I like using that column because it's easier for everybody to see, and it's a consecutive, and everything's in order and neater. These are all in order, but I mean everybody goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm telling you, now, I'm going to show you something. That's why you have to be on your grind when it comes to pick 3. You have to get yourself organized if you're playing pick 3. You have to be able to track them numbers if you're going to hit and be a better player. You have to do it. I even got my cards. All my cards that I play when I bet are $2 bet cards. That way, when I give it to the retailer to play my cards through, I can make sure that they're giving me back my tickets right. Because all I got to do is say 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You can't mess up them numbers. But if you're writing, I don't know how many numbers you can get on a card in different states, but we can only get 5. I hate that odd number. I do. I hate that. So I say, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make $2 bets on all my cards I play. So if they miss a card or they miss something, I know if I got 5 cards, it's going to be $10. If I got 20 cards, I know exactly because all I got to do is say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Like that. I'm just giving y'all a tip there. All right, that's how I do all my cards, $2 bet cards. That way if something off, it don't take them all day and me all day to count my tickets out. Okay. Well, I'm giving y'all a tip and I got off of here. Okay, I got $2 bet cards. Remember that. Put your cards in $2 bet cards. So if you got to play them cards, if something's off, all you got to go is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Or instead of playing a 50 cent on a card or $1.50 on a card or combination of cards, make your cards $2 bet cards. Okay. Another reality check. Under these 10 numbers here, if you play these 10 numbers 365 days out of the year, straight, those 10, exact, the most you're going to get off of that column for the whole year maybe, on average, is 3 of one of them numbers going to be exact. And the year after that, you're going to get 3 different exact numbers. And the year after that, you're going to get 3 exact numbers. Because you can only get a third of the 1,000 numbers. 3 or 10 is about right, ain't it? 3 numbers out of 10 each year is about right. If you just do it in your head. That's a third of the numbers. 3 or 10 is 30% of 10. 3 times 30 is 90. We can get pick 3, y'all. All we gotta do is use this sheet, track the numbers, and then when you hit, you know where to get your numbers from. This is how I do. When I hit, I automatically build my bucket list of what I'm seeing off of my sheet. Then I play my numbers off my bucket list. I don't have to guess on numbers because I'm seeing what the actual numbers are doing. I'm seeing what the actual numbers are doing. I'm just running down the sheet here for everybody. I want everybody to get this sheet down, just following me. And if you don't, if it's still not clear to you for some reason, don't hesitate to call Mo Monetary at 314-260-9801 or email me at momonetary@gmail.com or leave a text in the comments. Make a comment. That's going to be well, I'm scared of these comments on YouTube. I ain't said that way. I really am. Because I've seen comments, my comments disappear. And then I'm sure if people get my comments, my replies to their comments. I'd rather everybody probably starting off right now until I forgot because I've seen my good comments and bad, but really good comments just disappear from out the air. I'd be like, no, I've seen this comment. Because I'd be real interested in my comments. That's how I can help us all be better players. But they just disappear. And I'm new. But I've heard this happen to other people too. So, I mean, I like YouTube. It's working. But I don't want my comments and stuff disappearing on me. For whatever reason they're doing it on. And if you're going to take my comments off, let me know what's going on. But that's it. Email me or call me. I don't like texting anyway. I don't like texting. I keep saying I got big hands. My finger won't hit them buttons right for nothing. I'm telling you, I just rather talk and we ain't gonna be on the phone long because it only take me about 30 minutes. This easy system, it ain't gonna get no easy. Ain't no system you're gonna find out they're gonna be easier than this one to learn. I can explain this in 30 minutes, and when I explain it and show it to you, you're going to be able to explain it in 30 minutes or less. It's just that simple. Ain't no doubt in my mind. And once everybody learn this and everybody start tracking their own individual numbers and stop going everywhere else to look for numbers like I used to. I've been there, done that, y'all. But it wasn't working. I didn't have no earthly idea why I was playing none of those numbers until I came with Pick 3 at a glance system. And it was created, thinking outside the box created this. Not following what everybody else was doing. I guess that's why I speak out about the tic-tac-toe, the day sons, the grids, and the flips. I was following everybody else, following the herd. And then one day I say the herd got to be going in the wrong direction because my pockets ain't getting no fatter. I say, what, y'all? But I mean, it's funny. It's only 1,000 numbers, and we can track each and every one of them now. And and we ain't got to be trying to figure out what numbers to play and where to play them and how to play them, because we're going to be able to watch what each one of them 1,000 numbers do every year. And the ones that don't show up, just flip them over to the next year. If you're an everyday player like me, I'm in the trenches every day, y'all. So I got money invested. Not only invested, but I win. November, December, January are my best months. And I've already hit this month quite a few times. And I hit as I go because I've always got numbers that I know I'm playing. And I ain't saying I'm hitting no every day. And anybody that's saying that, I want to see it. I ain't going by them. I watch your feet. I don't watch your mouth. I'm telling you, I'm old enough, 70, 71. I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like uneven numbers. I like 70, 35, and 35, 70. I'm 70. I'm 71, but I just don't like even numbers. I mean, uneven numbers. So, but I watch your feet. I don't watch your mouth. Okay? So anybody saying they hitting these numbers every day, or I hit 15 times a week, and well, they gonna have to show me, because I know better. And they show me they got 15 days in a row straight, I bow. They got to walk on water, because it ain't set up for you to hit like that. But you can hit reasonable. I'd say, me, I don't look to try to hit hard all year. I hit enough to substantially all year. Like I say, I know when to bet, November, December, January. Because that's when the numbers, the numbers are near the end of the 300, the 1,000, and I didn't track them all, so pretty much I know what numbers I'm betting on. We did hit this month already. And my tickets are in there on my community page if you want to check that out. But yeah, and I'm going to go live probably the 1st of January. I appreciate everybody getting me to the 1,000 to go live, and hopefully that'll work a lot better for anybody with comments and things like that. Hopefully I can see those comments. Like I said, my comments are missing, and I hope YouTube straighten it out for me. But that's it, y'all. Just everybody track the 1,000. This the only one we can do it on. And not only that, it's the only one with the best odds of all the lottery. And not saying it's easy to hit, but it's teachable and doable and trackable. That's the good part about it. That's the great part about it in my book. If all of us track the 1,000 numbers, all of us gonna know what's going on with the 1,000 numbers in all different states. Instead of just looking to somebody else for the number. Why would you do that? I haven't looked at nobody for a number in, I don't know how, since I came up with my system. It's 20, 30 years old. I don't need to. I'll take about 10 minutes to mark the numbers off. Not even that. Well, I got this here is just for the master sheet that I wanted to get out to everybody. But I track the front pairs, I track the back pairs, I track the single pairs, and I track the single digits. Pick 3 is the only one you can do that on. You can't do that on pick 4. Pick 3 is the only one you can track your front pairs, you can track your back pair, you can track your single pair, you track your single digit, and you can track the actual 1,000 numbers and what they're doing. So I really don't invest my money in nothing else. A Powerball and Lotto and stuff like that, when the Powerball stuff get high like that, I might buy 2 tickets or 1 ticket. I ain't putting my money in all that, because I know that's, I'd have to walk on water probably hit that one. But here, I hit regular enough to, do all right. But I ain't gonna lie to you, it ain't no cakewalk. If you ain't tracking them numbers, You just playing in the dark. But everyday players, get this down. You won't lose no sleepless nights. I mean, not cause no pick three. I mean, I had some. I didn't have no too many sleepless nights, but before I found this, I had quite a bit of mood swings because you play a number, you done played it, don't know why you're playing it. Soon you jump off that thing, here it comes. The next day or a couple of days later, your mood ain't into a good shape. But now I know why I'm playing each and every number I play. Because I didn't track it. I didn't track the front pair, I didn't track the back pair, I didn't track the single digit, and I didn't track the pairs. Pick three on one, you're going to be able to do that on. Okay. So play them till they come. Make that money, y'all. Peace and love. God bless.